just do. Due to this gin, that's something you shouldn't do as a person.
But wait, you're exaggerating. Mom, you and my sister are just as responsible. Didn't you guys even check?
Oz, I can't handle this.
We're going to the hospital. I'll call a cab. Just wait.
Matthew's voice was so loud, it drowned out the arguing between his mother, Olivia, and sister, diba? Finally, I felt a little bit of relief, knowing my husband was concerned for me. I was then whisked away to the hospital by a cab. After receiving treatment and coming home, I was shocked to find the house in complete chaos. My name is Sarah and I'm 28 years old. I've been married to Matthew for almost 2 years now. We built a house on a plot of land given to us by Matthew's parents, who live nearby. We spend more time with them and Matthew's sister Chloe's family, who also lives close by, than with my own parents. The relationships have been good. My friends often say they can't believe how well we all get along. My family always pesters us about wanting to see the grandkids. I'm so jealous of you. Sarah, thankfully, they don't pressure us about kids. They respect our decisions. We all keep a good distance, you know? Oh, right. Matthew has 2 sisters, doesn't he? What's the deal with Ava, who married into that rich landowning family? Sil refers to Matthew's older and younger sisters. Both my sister-in-law Chloe and I are married and have moved out of our parents' homes. Chloe lives in a nearby town, and we often hang out as families. On the other hand, I hardly know my other sister-in-law, Rabai. She rarely visits her parents' home, and the only time I met her was at my wedding. From what I've heard, Ava married into a well-known local family and is living a wealthy life. Ava's mother-in-law grows organic veggies on their sprawling property, and we often get a share of the bounty. I see Chloe all the time, but I barely know Ava. Oh well, keeping some distance is probably best. Ah, I'm so jealous. Whenever friends gather, most people gripe about their husbands or in-laws, but I was completely free from the so-called mother-in-law and daughter-in-law conflict. I never thought I would end up in a life-threatening situation, though. One night after dinner, a message popped up on my phone.
Oh, a message from Chloe. What's up, you? What's that? She's saying we should have a dumpling party tomorrow. Your favorite.
We had dumplings just yesterday. How much do you like them?
Dumplings are good any day. Yours are delicious. Olivia, let's eat a lot. I'm grateful to Matthew's family for always inviting us over for meals.
I'll bring drinks. Sending message. Hey, boss coming now. He knows to make reasons. Haven't seen her since the wedding.
She said she's been busy helping her in-laws, so it's hard for her to get away.
That's right. So tomorrow's a rare occasion with whole family. We knew we should stay over. The next day, after work, Matthew and I met up at the supermarket. We bought drinks, appetizers, and desserts for 6 people. US, my in-laws, Chloe, and Ava. Then we headed to Matthew's parents' home.
Oh, Spin. Bye. It's Russian histories as rituals. What? I can smell the chives from the doorway.
Come on in! Kuchi's rice number iceman.
Truth be told, dumplings are Olivia's specialty. I've had many different kinds, and I've always been proud of her culinary skills.
Chloe, we brought drinks. This long time no see. Eva?
Wow, thanks. Eva, could you bring out some ice and glasses?
Sure. Thank you for prepping. Chloe and Ava? As all about, Olivia and Chloe were on dumpling duty, while Ava took care of frying. Honestly, there wasn't much left for me to do.
Ava's family gave us lots of fresh veggies. Today's all about vegetables to sky. We use dyes. The dumplings have a lot of sheaves. It's their favorite.
Sit down, both of you, let's toast. While I was pouring the drinks, Eva quietly finished frying the dumplings, and then she handed me the baked goods, saying she could do it later. And here you go.
That's... I'd eat. It's cutly. Just...
Wow, that's a lot of chives.
I got 2 stars, I can't taste the chives at all.
I kept chewing, but the garlic chives had no flavor. So I took a look at what was in my plate, and sure enough, something that looked like chives was there. I wondered and kept eating.
Is this a different kind of chive or something? This chive is really mild, You...
No way, it's super strong.
Really? I put a lot in there.
Maybe you're numb to it because you've had too much chive dumplings? Jonathan, had they...
It was Olivia who clapped my hand. I looked at Olivia, puzzled and scared. She looked back at me, her face white as a sheet, trembling, and said, "Don't eat another bite. Spit it out now. Matthew, you too."
Although we stopped eating, it was too late for the bites we'd already swallowed.
Olivia's urgency even sobered up a tipsy Brian. So what the heck is going on? First, can Olivia what happened? I already swallowed.
Ignoring me, Olivia picked up the dumplings from the floor, compared them, and murmured something meaningful.
Don't wait. Chloe, sensing something was wrong, ran to the kitchen and hurried back holding what was left of the chives.
This is the leftover chive we used, right? Matthew, the one you ate smelled like chives?
Yeah, it was really pungent. Sarah, you didn't feel anything?
I doubt this isn't chive. It's poisonous daffodil Gladio. Sarah, how are you feeling? Like that, or ignites them. I'm dead. There's no way I'd confuse odorless daffodils with chives. I checked the ingredients, too. These are the leftover chives. No doubt about it.
But to my horror, what I'd eaten was not chives, but poisonous daffodils. Daffodils often grow alongside chives and look very similar, especially when they're not flowering. Actually, Chloe is a professional nutritionist and chef. She knows all about food poisoning and would never mistake the two.
How would there be daffodils?
Within 30 minutes of eating, I was hit by an overwhelming wave of nausea, confirming my suspicion that the dumplings contained poisonous daffodils. Called a cab to the hospital. We hailed a cab and headed for the hospital, thinking that Matthew may have also consumed the poisonous dumplings. We kept vomiting. Matthew showed no symptoms. Could we have eaten the same thing and only I got sick? After explaining our symptoms at the emergency room, I was immediately seen by a doctor. Fortunately, because I hadn't consumed much, anti-nausea medication quickly alleviated my symptoms. Matthew was examined as well, just in case, but he was fine. Sure enough, I was the only one who had eaten the dumplings filled with poisonous daffodils.
I had the regular chives in mind. Why was Sarah's different? I don't want to think about it, but it had to be tampered with when it was made, right?
Exhausted in the taxi ride back, I was thinking the same thing.
Like since someone in the family have done it on purpose. Trust-free about stupidum. All of our grey purpose.
Upon returning to my husband's family home from the hospital, we heard Ava furiously berating Chloe.
Out of breath to you, murderer.
Startled by her shocking words, we turned towards each other and rushed to the living room. Ava was accusing Chloe.
Admit it, you switched them on purpose. There's no way a nutritionist like Chloe would confuse chives with daffodils. You almost killed someone.
Hey, don't go spreading rumors. Mom and I double-checked, and even you said the chives smelled strong when we were wrapping them.
What? So you're shifting the blame? Then Mom is equally guilty. I can't even go outside anymore knowing my family are murderers.
Who there? You're accusing us without checking your facts. Do you even hear yourself?
That's the more I think about it, Chloe seems most suspicious. Mom warned Sarah not to eat the dumplings. Now what? Do I have to report this?
Ava, you can't accuse people without proof.
I'm telling you, Chloe is innocent. What's your game, accusing people like this? It's beyond bullying.
Ava's face turned red. She was visibly furious. But it seemed like Ava wasn't defending me. She was desperate to prove Chloe was guilty. Ava, calm down. Yeah, Sarah and others returned safely. Why are you blaming us?
Oh, so you're covering it up just because Sarah is fine.
Ava, you're being weird. Sure, Chili and I made the dumplings, but who is in charge of cooking? Sarah, which ones did you choose to eat?
Well, while Brian and Matthew were toasting, I had what Eva searched me.
Who took on the role of cooking because they weren't good at wrapping? That was you.
Come to think of it, you gave Sarah the dumplings from the plate, not the hot griddle, right? Yeah, I'm not good with hot food, so I tried to eat the one in front of Sarah that had cooled down a bit. How about you stopped me, saying it was for Sarah? Was there a reason for that? Everyone now, sober and composed, started to recall Ava's suspicious behavior. I had eaten dumplings that weren't fresh off the griddle. With the tables turned, Ava broke down in tears when everyone confronted her.
What's wrong with all of you? Seeing making me the bad guy? Sarah and Chloe, you both get to be happy, and it's not fair.
What are you talking about? Explain yourself.
Turns out, the bulk of vegetables used in this dumpling party were passed from Ava's mother-in-law to Ava. Ava and her mother-in-law were always at odds. Though they didn't live together, mother-in-law would drop by unannounced almost every day, dishing out snide comments and blatant harassment. One day, just like clockwork, mother-in-law showed up early in the morning and handed Ava a muddy cardboard box. Ava noticed it was filled with soil-covered veggies, and also daffodils, causing her alarm.
My husband's always busy, never home, and no one's helping me. I'm struggling every day, while Chloe and Sarah live without any problems. It's unfair.
I was speechless as a teary-eyed Ava painted herself as the victim.
My mom is planning a dumpling party featuring Sarah's favorite dumplings. It's like everyone treasures Sarah, and it's not fair.
Ava was frustrated that while she struggled, I built good relationships effortlessly with Olivia, Brian, and Chloe. Fueled by resentment, she aimed her anger at me. Then, taking advantage of the upcoming dumpling party, she sneakily prepared daffodil stuffed dumplings. Volunteering to cook, she timed it perfectly to serve me the tainted dumplings.
Unbelievable. If something happened to Sarah and my unborn baby, that would be murder.
Yes, I was pregnant at the time. The reason I went to the hospital right after feeling a bit nauseous was that I was expecting.
I didn't know you were pregnant. If you only felt a bit nauseous, you won't miscarry.
Catherine with your aggression. How do you not apologize after doing something so horrific? No, come back.
What? Whatever. I don't care about any of you anyway.
Fast forward 1 month after the poisonous dumpling fiasco. My unborn baby is doing fine, and I frequently receive caring messages from Olivia and Chloe. As for Eva, her husband was livid after confirming she had intentionally served the poison dumplings. When told by Olivia that Eva was stressed from mother-in-law's harassment, he was even more furious. Ava's husband, who learned from Olivia that Eva was stressed from harassment by her mother-in-law, was apparently even more infuriated. According to Ava, the claims that her mother-in-law bullies her and that her husband doesn't protect her are just lies she makes up to play the victim. In reality, they seem to maintain a reasonable distance from each other. In other words, Ava's actions were solely driven by her disliking me. Ava had been spinning lies to her mom friends and other acquaintances to suit her own agenda. When faced with divorce, she had no one to turn to and ended up moving back to her parents' house alone. Brian, appalled by Eva's inexcusable behavior and lack of apology, kicked her out at least once. However, Olivia brought her back home due to concerns about leaving someone who could serve poisoned food to others unchecked. They're in the process of re-educating her from scratch. Hence, due to her repeated lies, Ava's lost trust from both family and friends. Now a recluse, she has aged dramatically. Despite her lonely and isolated life, she still posts online blaming me for everything. Chloe found out that she's living without even a mobile phone now. There's no way we're letting our child meet a woman who still refuses to reflect on her actions.